Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here to power wash like usual. Whoa, my desktop is echoing. There it goes. That happens occasionally, and sometimes I remember to turn it off. Usually not. Actually, is that all of my windows in the right order? Yes! I still have Steam open, but like whatever. It's fine, it's fine. Steam can be open. All right, we're here to power wash, my guys. I was cleaning off the yellow segment, and I believe I had two more walls left, which means it's the one that I'm looking at and the one behind. Nope, it's two behind. Um, this one and this one? Yeah, there we go. Cool. Yeah, so we're here to power wash like usual and get it done. Excellent. I don't know why I cleaned up to that point, but I did. So we're cleaning up to this point, even though it's not the same wall. It's fine. At least I can get the crack. Did I get the crack on this side? I did. Nice. Ugh. Yeah, now that we're on a big thing, and this is also the last thing, we want to make sure we do it right the first time. So we're using the dirt button more often, and we are cleaning. As we usually do, but you know, dirt button more often. That's essentially it. I don't want to come back and have to repeat these things. On all the smaller washes I did, like it didn't matter as much to me. I was like, yeah, I can go back and find spots on the small things. On big things, when you have to go back and find spots, low key, extremely annoying. So, yeah, I'm just gonna not do that. Um, And we're going to just use the dirt button and make sure that we clean these things the first time correctly so we don't have to go back and do those things. Um, yeah, yeah, that's about how it goes. Um, we're cleaning the building. Oh gosh, okay. I have so much more energy when I start later in the day. Oh man. The only reason I'm like slightly more quiet, I suppose, in the evenings is because like I have company. And so I gotta, you know, be mindful of the people who live around me. But um, yeah, ultimately, just like the more awake I am, the more energy that I have, which is great. I've been awake for a while. I got lost looking at like recipes and trying to figure out how to fix my pumpkin bread. I'm still low key really mad about it. Um, but also, like, what can you do? It turned out how it turned out. I don't know if there's a way for me to, fix it because I'm not a professional. My assumption is like find a new recipe, try that, or see if my baking soda is bad, maybe. If it might be my baking soda. That's the only thing I could think it would be. Everything else is pretty, standard baking ingredient. Um, so yeah, so I assume it's the baking soda. It's the only thing I can really think about it. But like it was new and it wasn't like expired or anything for like a while when I got it. So I don't know what that's about if it happens to be the baking soda. But I have no idea. I have literally no idea. And I don't know what to do about that. I genuinely don't. So, oh well, alas. I'm gonna maybe try and do, I have a little bit of pumpkin left, so I think I'm gonna try and do recipe. Um, Try a new recipe, see if what that's like, and maybe that will work. I only have a little bit of pumpkin left. I don't want to buy an entire new can of pumpkin though, because like if it doesn't work, I'm just going to be sad. Whereas if it does work, I can be excited about buying new pumpkin, you know? So it is important for me to increase my level of excitement because I want to. So yeah, I want to do that. Oh gosh, did I miss a spot? I did. I did get clean. Also, I am back on higher mouse sensitivity. I think that's what we call this, higher mouse sensitivity. Back on higher mouse sensitivity because low mouse sensitivity was, what did I do? I clicked a button. Now I lost my mouse. Oh no, panic. There we go. Low mouse sensitivity was low-key driving me crazy. I think I would rather go over spots multiple times than be subjected to that level of movement, especially when it comes to like looking around. I value being able to move so much when I need to, and I am really bad at toggling the camera. So, best solution for me, personally, just change my mouse sensitivity. I'm going down way too far. This wall ends here. Just gonna do this. Also been using the shotgun because the pyramid is not flat, and the shotgun is slightly better at letting me clean the whole time than the long gun is. Also, these things aren't that caked on yet to the point where I need like the super, super point blank pressure washing. So we're using the shotgun, letting it go. I'm gonna finish cleaning off this, and then I think that's the boundary of the wall. So then we can move on up. We're moving on up. Although, as per usual, I don't like cleaning starting from the bottom. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, that was gross. Look at that corner. Disgusting. Horrible. Look at these. Look at, what did I do? This is just like when I was little and my mom was trying to teach me how to color and she was like little tiny circles and I was a heathen and I was like no straight lines because I thought it looked better. I still think it looks better. I have a problem coloring. I am bad at coloring. I am like the worst kind of artist when it comes to coloring just because I'm bad at colors. I'm bad at like blending colors. I either want them to bend super, super smoothly, like I don't like blocky shading. I need to like do an entire art piece with like really, really block shading so that I can just accept that like that is the style because my brain is always like those colors look weird next to each other. Part of that is I'm bad at color theory and I don't know how to fix that. Um, so I have to, be better, I suppose. And I I don't know how to get better at color theory other than like practice. But it's also harder to be good at color theory when you're using like digital art because digital art has the entire spectrum of color available to you. And when you have so many colors available to you, it's really, really hard to actually know like what the color interaction is for what you're doing. Like here, like see this dark color on top of this? You're like, that looks like wet color, right? And then as it fades, we're like, oh yeah, that makes sense and is normal. But then like, how do we, how do you make those exact shades in like paint shop, right? That's hard. If you're I draw in Photoshop mostly, which is like the entire spectrum of colors. Hello, hello. And I personally have an issue figuring out how to make colors work because like you're supposed to use like complementary colors and whatnot, right? Like I recognize that this darker color isn't just a shade darker, but like kind of a different color altogether. Sometimes they are just shades darker, but like how do you pick the right shade of darkerness when you have all of the colors available to you. That's partly why I want to do like a stream where I like recolor shiny Pokemon or even base Pokemon just to be like, what other colors would they look good in? But also, it would help me practice coloring because I am really bad at colors. I don't know. I should take a color theory class. Just go to a community college and be like, teach me how to color. But also, like, who's got the time to go become an artist, like a real professional artist? How do professional artists happen? That's what I want to know. I like, how do you have the income to be like, yeah, I can do artwork professionally? That just seems wild and crazy to me. Um, just absolute insanity. Especially like, I feel like all the art projects I take on are just so like demanding of like, you know, um, like my hands. Like I feel like I'm gonna get arthritis if I try to keep that art up forever. But at the same time, like I get it. And then also I make tiny things, which I get that this is my problem, right? I make tiny things. And in making tiny things, like, I'm like, who's gonna buy this for more than like $5 when $5 was like the cost of my materials? But I like them. I think they're cute. Speaking of which, I got to start my embroidery project. I keep talking about like these things that I want to do. I can't do anything. It's November. I have to finish writing my book. I'm about halfway through and halfway through my word count goal, and I think I paced myself to the point where I'm halfway through the entire book as well. So I should be on track to write a shorter book, which is good. I was in a really, really bad habit of writing 100,000 word books, which admittedly, I was writing fantasy, so that made sense for fantasy. You kind of want longer books when you write fantasy. But at the same time, I understand that like if I ever wanted to like try to get my book sold or like to an agent or published or anything, those are not marketable. No one knows who I am, and I am a first-time author, and no one wants to publish super, super, super long books, which is kind of a shame, but that is what it is. I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of people who want to be authors and who write to the market, and I am getting better at that. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Um, so my book that I'm writing, it's funny because I was writing it and I was like, because it's like the one of the books I read, or like the books I do read, you know? I was like, these are the kind of books I like reading, so certainly it will be more marketable. And then I was recently having a conversation with some of my writer friends on Discord, and they were like, no one likes books like this. And I was like, well, that's sad because that's exactly what I'm writing right now. And yeah, yeah. Um, so apparently, if I ever do end up getting this book published, the people of Book Talk, Instagram, Book World will low-key hate it. But like, let's be real, I kind of expected that anyway. Should we clean across and then down? I kind of like across and then down. I'm having a bad time controlling my camera today. I don't know if you guys can see that. Sorry. Really, really rough time controlling my camera today. But so it goes. Happens. We'll just try to park ourselves slightly more often. This angle's not terrible. I just have to not move my camera when I walk back and forth. I say moving my camera immediately. Gosh, I'm the worst. Bad at games. That's me. I love video games. I'm so bad at them. It is a shame that there is no like cosmic mandate that you enjoy or are good at the things that you enjoy, you know? Because that would make life a lot easier for a lot of humans. Like, I want to be better at the things that I like. The problem is also that I like too many things. I like doing so much stuff, and I recognize that it's kind of unreasonable to do as many things as I like doing. There's no real way for me to be a successful human with the number of things, just the sheer number of things I enjoy doing. Like, I'm like, can I be good at all of these, please? And the answer is no. It's apparently not allowed. So I am okay at all of the things that I do, but it's a lot of things, which is fine. Is what it is. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, this point blank cleaning. Oof, look at how clean it gets on the first try. Also, we're finally on the other side of the pyramid, which means no glare. Thank goodness. That glare yesterday was kind of the worst. But now that we're not on the shiny side of the pyramid, it's like you really can't tell that the walls are supposed to be gold. These ones look more like sandstone. Like, hold on, let's go to a corner. Gold. Sandstone. Like, yeah. Hard to tell. Face the wall. There we go. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hop, 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 People just want to talk about books. I like talking about books. I need more books to read. If anyone is watching, can you tell me what books you're reading? Because I want to know. And I want to know, unfortunately, like I also want to know like the less popular books. I only ever hear about popular books. I want to hear about the books people like that are like not by the top 10 authors on the New York Times bestseller list. Because quite frankly, like I don't hugely enjoy those books. I've read some of them and they're like okay, but like I'm not a huge fan of what people expect women of my age to be reading. And I just I would like more books. And I feel like there's kind of a I don't want to call it a rut, but like a formula for what is being sold right now and what is being published right now. And I get that it's marketable because people like it, obviously, so they're buying it. But at the same time, I'm like, something new, something different, something that I prefer because they're just like so far outside of my preferences. Okay, those, I was like, are these circles dirty? No, they're just there. Fine. God, I wish I could get my camera and my mouse to agree with each other. But they don't. But they don't. Ba 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 bum, bum ba ba bum ba ba bum, ba da ba dum. Let's go. I feel like this is being done very super fast. Oh, also I was going to try to pay attention to like the percentages today to see how those were going, although I've been cleaning for a while and I'm still only at like 9% cleaned, which I think is where I left off yesterday. Which if so, a lot. Um, Based on that, I feel like the goal should be like 10% a day, but like I don't know if that's an attainable goal. Because that would mean I'd have to like get to 20% today to get on track. And I do not have that time to commit. I gotta write my book and also check other things, you know, be a responsible adult or whatever. Dup, 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 dum. Waiting for that number to tick over to 10%. I've cleaned so much. I've cleaned so much. I don't understand. Yeah, when do these numbers tick up? Is it truly percentage of dirt based? I don't know. I'm trying to stay focused today. I was just trying to stay so focused. You'll notice that we started right in here. I'm gonna do the daily tidy at the end of the stream. If I remember. If not, I might just do it off stream. But like, I'm trying to focus today, which means that I'm not blinking, which is bad for you. Water your eyes. And by water your eyes, I of course mean blink when you need to. It's good for you. I guess unless you're in an episode of Doctor Who with Weeping Angels, in which case, don't blink. Don't blink like you. What if you do one eye at a time? I know it's not as like satisfactory as blinking, and blinking is such like an innate thing that like humans do all the time. But like if you blinked one eye at a time, would the Weeping Angels still kill you? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Also, do they respond to cameras? I have a lot of Weeping Angel related questions. Hello? Spot was not going away. 10%, 10%, 10%. We are at how long into the stream? 20 minutes into the stream, 10%, 10%. I don't even know if I saw it tick over because I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention. So we're at like a margin of error of like a minute maybe because I was thinking about Weeping Angels. 10%. 10%. We'll see when it clicks over to 11. But like I think we ended on 9. Someone check the VOD. Did we end on 9? I don't even remember. I don't even remember. But we just got to 10% within a minute. So we're saying like 20 minutes. And now we're going to see how long it takes for me to get to 11%. And I'm trying to do this with extreme focus. I'm trying not to get distracted by the 2 pings I have on Discord because one of them is I should mute that channel for myself. I don't need it for myself. It's my Twitch Discord, and it's, just that I'm live in case anyone wants Discord notifications instead of Twitch notifications. You're welcome to mute that channel, by the way, if you are on the Discord, because I recognize that sometimes you get a lot of Discord notifications. Manage your Discord notifications, guys. If there's anything I can teach you, please manage your Discord notifications. You don't want to get notifications all the time for everything. And I would highly recommend that you manage your Discord notifications. You can do this by channel, you can do it by server. I usually, when I join like a super, super active server that I know I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time in, I not, what's the default notification setting? I go from, you click on the server name, you go to set like notification settings, and then I usually do like mute settings for the whole servers, but I don't mute like at everyone immediately unless I have been on that server for a while. And then I'm like, you guys use the everyone ping way too often. So then I turn it off. But like for specific channels, like for like if I follow a streamer's Discord, which I don't think I'm part of any streamer's Discords, I usually will mute at everyone in like the stream notification channel because I don't want that. That's just too much for me. That's just way too much for me. Just gonna go all the way down. I can't even see what I'm doing. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Excellent. Also, I've been working on getting like the Twitch affiliate thing, Mabooper, and the thing I've been, I think, lacking is like having people talking at the same time. Do I count as part of that? Like if I say hi in the chat, does that count? Say hi in the chat if you're here. I will also say hi in the chat as soon as this wall bedings. I know I got one hi, but not often. Not often. But ding! Stream manager. Clickety button, say hi. I can't even see where I'm typing. I spelled hi wrong. Send. I clicked at you. Oh gosh, that's how good I am at texting. Don't text me. Good Lord, if anyone has learned anything from this whole endeavor, don't send me text messages. Gosh, apparently I'm the worst. Goodness gracious. Can't even spell hi. I'm usually better than that. Admittedly, I did that on my phone. Not recommended. Not recommended. Hey, Matt Oliver's here. How's it going? Hanging out. Cleaning this thing. Trying to see when my percentage goes up. Seeing if that has any sort of consistency at all. I'm starting to wonder if it's not total percent of dirt, but percentage of parts that has been cleaned. But that doesn't make sense because some of the walls, or while I cleaned some of the walls, it went up in the middle of a wall. So I feel like it has to be total percentage of dirt, but I feel like that calculation's got to be off somehow. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. It's one of the things that I can't figure out as far as like percentage cleaned goes. But alas, this would be a great time to think about Pokemon if I had like more Pokemon knowledge memorized. But there's unfortunately just too much stuff I have to look up for my next Pokemon run. The great news is that if Ho-Oh is my hen in the Heart Gold run, then I don't have to deal with the Whirlpool Islands, I don't think. Because, oh man, Lugia's only worse to get because of the Whirlpool Islands. Ho, you just have to like climb a tower. It's not even a hard tower to climb. It's chill. I do like Lugia better than Ho-Oh, personally. I'm just more of a fan of Lugia than I am of Ho-Oh. I just think Lugia's design is nice. I care about character design a lot. Gosh, I could do such a long stream on just like design of Pokemon and how they could be improved. And then you guys would see how bad I am at editing, photoshopping as I try to make Pokemon design slightly better. My biggest issue is bipedalism. My biggest issue in the Pokemon world has always been, probably will always be. I don't think a lot of Pokemon should be bipedal. I think it's very strange that they are bipeds. Just because, like, humans are bipeds for, like, a very, very specific reason. And, like, to say that that reason applies to Pokemon is very strange as far as, like, biology goes. I think about that so often. More quadrupedal Pokemon, please. That's my biggest gripe in the Pokemon world. Like, I really, like, ugh, gosh, I love Cyndaquil. But then they started drawing him on two legs, and I was like, Cyndaquil is a quadruped. And Cyndaquil does still run on four legs, so like A plus there. But like, did he have to turn into a two-legged Typhlosion? Quilava is very obviously a quadruped. Why is Typhlosion not a quadruped? This is why people don't like me, because I talk about Pokemon and I say words like quadruped. They're like, let's talk about Pokemon. And I'm like, cool, can we talk about how some Pokemon are bipedal? And they're like, you're a freak. No, I just care about evolutionary biology a little bit too much. It just makes so much sense. It's the best thing about evolutionary biology. It makes so much sense. Gosh, these lines are so not straight. I don't know why I don't have like any control over my mouse today. The ghost was here in the morning also and turned on my computer lights. So, hello to the ghost. It's normally the big bipedal that confuse you. Yeah, like why? Why? I don't, I just happen to think that those Pokemon tend to look kind of ugly. And then also, like, I don't understand. Like, they don't, there's no value to them being bipeds. And I think making biped Pokemon also makes them more susceptible to, like, internet weirdos. Let's leave it lightly at that. And um, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, Aggron. There's no reason for Aggron to be a biped. Like, come on, Aggron. Aggron's one of those lines that like was very nicely, you know, cute and quadrupedal, and then he turned giant and stood on two legs. And I'm like, excuse me? I think I would have liked it if Aggron himself was a quadruped, and then like for Mega Aggron, sure, you can make him a biped. It's a temporary evolution. It's fine. So that would have been okay with me, but then they didn't. Obviously at the time, Megas didn't even exist. I think Metagross got to be like one of my favorite evolutionary lines, just in design. Ugh, the design is so good. Design for Metagross is phenomenal, absolutely amazing. No notes, no notes at all. Swablu is one of my favorite Pokemon ever. I just love Swablu. I think he's so cute. I think Swablu is a beautiful cloud, and I would love a giant Swablu Altaria plushie set that's like a bed and a pillow. Oh gosh, that would be amazing. I'm sure they make giant Altarias, but like, I don't have one, and maybe that's my life goal one day. Have enough money to buy giant Altaria bed. This is so many divots. Ugh, that's gonna take a while to clean later. Later. Gotta finish these walls first. Gonna go all the way down the walls. Do I go all the way down the walls or do I clean these like decorative things on the walls on the way down? Because that's more in the vein of top to bottom cleaning, you know? And I love top to bottom cleaning. Oh no, we've hit a shiny wall again. Good lord, the last wall was not shiny and it was so much nicer. Basculin from Gen 5. Interesting. Basculin's an interesting Pokemon to have like a strong preference to. I just feel like Basculin doesn't get any love um, as a Pokemon. Admittedly, I thought of Basculin in kind of the same vein as like Magikarp. I'm just like, I get it. You have one water type Pokemon. Leave me alone. Um, but I don't know. I also like didn't really like Gen 5. Gen 5's got to be like my least favorite Pokemon game. Or at least it was. I don't know if it still is. Unfortunately, I have since played Gen 8, and Gen 8 was not good. Did not like Gen 8 almost at all. Um, Gen 8 was not good. Gen 9 was okay. I think Gen 9 was better than Gen 8. Gen 7 was where I first was like, Pokemon games are getting weak. I actually almost stopped at Gen 7. Gen 7 was where I originally was like, I'm done playing Pokemon because I thought Gen 7 was it was okay. It was pretty weak, but it was okay. And then they made like the change up to Switch. And I was like, I don't know if I want to buy, an expensive console just to play the next Pokemon game. So I didn't. 11%? 11% what? I need context. But like, yeah. My ranking of Pokemon games is kind of off the rails. And I think most people, actually, I think most people my age agree with my ranking of Pokemon games. But I think there's a lot of younger people who are like, but that game was so good. And I'm like, is it good or do you just have nostalgic value for it? Because you have to really separate the two. And while I know I have nostalgic value for games. Oh, I hit 11%. Oh gosh, I was not even paying attention. Cleaned, yeah. I stopped paying attention to the percentages. Either way, it looks like it's about somewhere around 10 minutes. I yeah, gosh, I'm so bad at focusing. I have I have such tremendous undiagnosed ADHD and like I've never been able to fully explain the way my brain works to anyone, which is maybe not a concern for most people, but I feel like it's something I've kind of always thought about. I'm like someone needs to understand my brain and I don't think there is anyone who does. I don't even understand my brain. I would love to understand my brain. I think that would make my life easier. That's the edge of the wall right there. There we go. Okay. Turn around. I hit my water bottle. My water bottle, my mouse is going so crazy that I hit my water bottle. Yeah, this is the last of the top section of wall. I still have the bottom section of all four walls. So, and then I have these like decorative alcove things to clean off the walls because they are also in the way. I was thinking about maybe doing them before I clean the bottom of the walls just for the consistency of like top-down cleaning, which again, I recognize is not really a thing in this game, but my brain thinks it is, so I think about it. But yeah. So like these bottom section of the walls where this like white stripe essentially goes around, I haven't cleaned from there down on any of the walls, and this wall I haven't even gotten finished cleaning the top part. I was doing the border. I guess I could do this. Just do this and walk up. I should clean slightly higher, probably. Cleaning up feels weird to me just because, like, I know that cleaning top down is better. Even though it's a video game and it doesn't really matter. I just know, you know? Oh gosh, what did I do over here that looks horrible? Oh, that's just what the wall looks like. I thought I missed spots. They don't even turn pink. They don't even turn pink. All right, I'm gonna try to keep going up in a straight line, which is gonna be really hard because my camera keeps moving kind of erratically. I say my camera is moving erratically as if I am not the one controlling my camera. I thought I was cleaning to there, but now I don't know. Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm finding this type of cleaning more boring than the way I was cleaning before. Ugh, sometimes like the grime looks so gross. Like this grime I'm coming up on the upper right looks disgusting. Look at that. Looks horrible. Cleans easily. Yeah, those bits that stick out, I was like, maybe I should clean those before I finish cleaning the bottom of the walls. Up and down, side to side. Clean from this side. I wonder if there's like, I'm sure there is. I was like, if there's mods for this game where you can like just fly around and not have to worry about where you stand, that would probably make the game easy. I was just thinking about that because I was like, getting the corners and finding a place to stand is sometimes really hard. I would be so bad at it though. Like, I'm already bad at it standing. Why would I be better at it without gravity? It's like when I play Minecraft and people are like, go into creative. It's not easy for me to control where my person is. I'm so bad at it. I've also like rarely played Minecraft in creative. I first learned in like multiplayer survival. So that is essentially the only way I play Minecraft now. I don't even play Minecraft with mods. Mods confuse me so much in Minecraft. Like, I don't, I barely have the capacity to like remember how to do the normal stuff in Minecraft, then to also have to do that and mods. So hard for my brain. My brain is not good with it. So I'm a boring Minecraft player. That being said, put me into your modded Minecraft world and I will just organize stuff. God, I love organizing stuff. It's so much fun. The last time I was in a Minecraft server that had a ton of mod stuff in it, I actually organized the stuff alphabetically by mod pack, which I was told was crazy. But then everyone could find all the stuff they needed, and it was nice. I didn't know what to do with any of the stuff, so I didn't. But ultimately, I recognize that I'm just not that kind of Minecraft player. I just don't see the value of it. It doesn't make sense to me. But like, usually the problem with, playing Minecraft with a bunch of other people is that no one is ever on at the same time. And no one knows what each other is doing and progressing. And sometimes people are progressing things that you're like, I would really have rather done that myself. And then it just becomes like not fun to play, at least in my observations of having played a few times. I just organize stuff, so I don't usually have that problem. I do like it when my friends send me on quests. Those are fun. When they tell me like, go find item, and then I go find item for them. One time my friend was like, bring me back 5 stacks of clay. And I was like, on it. And I ran away and um, I ran away and um, filled my entire inventory with clay. And then I came back and they were like, this is too much clay. And I was like, well, now we have extra in case you need it again. And they were like, I'm not going to need it again. And I was like, you don't know that. And then they needed it again. So, haha. I had prepared for that, I guess. But I like those kinds of quests. I like easy quests that people send me on that they're like, make a honey farm. And I'm like, I can make a honey farm. I know how to do that. And if I don't know how to do that, I know how to use the internet and figure out how to do that. That was a fun one. I liked that one. Yeah. I like learning how to make farms in Minecraft. I kind of wish I could dedicate the time to like really, really get into Minecraft, but I feel like it would one be very boring for everyone involved, and two, I would take so long. And then also like figuring out how to do things myself. Part of me is like, it's nice to know how to do things yourself. I'm hit 12%. That was so fast. Okay, maybe it wasn't. I wasn't paying attention. It felt fast. But like, yeah, it's gonna take me forever to figure out how to do things myself in Minecraft. And like, why am I gonna put forth that effort when someone else has already done it? You know? Like, it just seems like kind of a waste of time to figure out things on my own when someone else has already done that work. And I just like we should learn from people who have already committed the time to do that. 11 minutes percent. 11 minutes per percent. That's slightly over 10 minutes per percent, which means we're at 111 minutes to finish this thing. No, I'm missing a zero. I'm missing two zeros? 11 minutes, 100. Yeah, two zeros. 11 two zeros minutes. 1,100 minutes. Me, I'm going to spend the whole stream, the whole time I am cleaning this ancient temple. I'm just going to do it doing math every time I hit another percentage just to figure out what my average is. That's like very psychotic behavior. I should stop doing that. That's how my brain thinks though. Like it's just my brain wants to do the math all the time. All the time. I love math. I actually do like math. I recognize that I'm not very good at math, but I do like math. I think math is a great thing we have learned. What a good thing our society has spent time on. Learning math. I wish more people kind of had that respect for math, especially young people. I feel like nowadays they think math is just torture and like why bother when you have calculators, which I kind of get. But at the same time, if we tried to teach, small children calculus, they would hate us. I do think we should teach geometry younger. I think children could get geometry. Maybe not with angles and radians and whatnot, but it's very foundational though to know algebra. Very important. Learn algebra. It's good for you. Yeah, I do wish I had kind of taken better care to do math. Actually, I think most of like my issues, I think most of my issues in life stem from having terrible, terrible high school counselors who were ill-advising me on what classes to take and made it miserable as opposed to like something I could have actually enjoyed and would have been way more valuable for my time. Because then I think I would have chosen a very different major in college and had a very different life trajectory. But alas, here we are. We deal. Think about that a lot. 11 minutes a percent. I'm gonna have to like pay attention for the 13 to 14 flip. And when I say I'm gonna have to pay attention, I mean I'm gonna try to pay attention. Don't know how successful that attempt of mine will be. Gosh, this is such a weird angle. I don't like that at all. Let's go this way. Getting the edges is always kind of low-key hard for me. Go down to that brick. Try to pay attention. And be kind of bad about it. Just I'm kind of bad at everything, so it's no different from my usual life. I went down two bricks over there, but I only went down one brick over here. It's okay. We'll get back to it. But then also like I feel like walls are faster than other things I clean because I don't have to like move around to them. So like I don't know if the assessment of the time it is taking is fair because when I have to do things that are like, all crevicey and beveled and three-dimensionally shaped and not just flat. Like, I'm gonna slow down, aren't I? Think about this. Like, a better estimation of time would have probably been like from the inside of the temple, but I've already committed to the outside. So it goes. Like, I think this is my last top of the wall, but then I'm like, do I do these things next? These things that stick out from the walls? Or do I finish going down the wall? Because I'm not done going down the wall. And I'm just so bad at making decisions. It'll probably be a spur of the moment. Spur of the moment decision in about a minute when I get there. Unless I'm severely overestimating how long it takes me to clean this wall. Underestimating? Also, a thing, like a verbiage thing I've never been good at is like overestimating versus underestimating, especially in different contexts that are not just like power. It worked well for me when I was like younger and watching like fighting based cartoons and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I could do that. And then I got bad at it as soon as I had to apply it to something else. I could do it for like measurements of like very solid things, but like for other things, time, time's always been a rough measurement for me. My perception of time isn't very good. People sometimes are like, close your eyes and count to 30 seconds. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Like, my brain doesn't have a, a stopwatch in it. I have so much ADHD. Like, why do you think I would be good at that? Absolute insanity. People who can do that are psychopaths, I think. I think that's a weird thing to be able to do. To blindly tell someone how long 30 seconds is. I get so distracted. Like, you want me to sit still and count for 30 seconds to try to calculate 30 seconds? That's insane. First of all, the fact that you want me to sit still is crazy. I can barely sit still while playing video games. The number of times I've changed the position of my feet, all the time. Until like one of my feet goes numb and then I have to change it. Sitting still has never been a strong point of mine. Up, 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 up. Now I'm like, how crazy can I clean this before it bedings? Yeah, because this goes below here, I think I gotta clean these things first. Because the wall is the floor, you know, of this thing. Which I think is weird. I think it should have been a separate part, but whatever. Not my choice. And now I'm cleaning it from bottom to top again. Gosh darn it. Why am I like this? Go to the top. And that's going to throw off my percentages. But that's okay. It will throw off the percentages, but it's also more realistic because that's what it's going to be like when I'm cleaning the rest of this thing too. I think I want the long gun for this one, right? Bum, 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 ba-na-na-na. Boo, 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 boo. Exciting. Beautiful. Gosh, seeing things get clean is just so nice. This is how this game got made, is people were like, it's nice to watch things get cleaned, and then someone was like, you know what would be really nice? 13%. It has happened. Although I didn't see like the flip over, so I don't know how long ago 13% happened. I just know that it did happen. I was trying to pay attention. It's hard to pay attention to like the little tiny corner of my screen while I got stuff to do over here, you know? I don't clean in that direction. My power washer dude is right-handed. which actually does affect the game. I think you can flip the dominant hand of the power washing dude in the settings, but I don't know. Yeah, we're looking at about 10 minutes per percent. 10 minutes per cent. Imagine that. What a sentence. Look at that clean, though. Look at those lines. I could pinstripe this temple with my power washer. Just imagine, like, instead of I'd have to lock the camera to do that, I think. That was real bad. It's okay. It'll all be gone. It'll all be gone soon. I can do it this way too and make like really crazy designs. Oh gosh, it looks terrible. I can't. I can't. Fix it. It hurts my brain. I also gotta clean this top piece while I'm here. That's gonna be a little bit hard to clean because I gotta get all the angles. Yeah, whenever I see like things that are washed like this, it hurts me. Can I get further back? Thank you. Is that like a dog? Is the figurehead like a dog? It kind of looks animal-esque. I can't look at it. I gotta finish cleaning down here. Maybe. It kind of looks like a dog. But you would think that like if this thing, according to lore, appeared underwater, right? Then you would think it would be some kind of aquatic creature and not like a dog. Dogs famously do not live in the water. They would get cold. Oh, who knows? Certainly not I. Doop, 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 doo. Pacha. I think all this green stuff gotta come out. It just says palace figurehead. I may never know. Ah! I fell. All right, well, clean it from down here. Definitely do have to clean it from like at least 3 angles, so. Now from this side. Cleaning the caked on stuff from far away is really rough. Go back up. There are cracks. Got it. And then I'm going to stand on it and finish cleaning the surface over here. I will say, great thing about Powerwash Simulator, you can stand on basically anything without having to worry about like breaking it, which is great because a lot of this game would be really difficult if I couldn't just stand on things. Mhm. Gravity isn't as severe on Earth. True. The gravity, not taking fall damage, amazing part of this game. I know damage isn't really part of this game, but the things I have jumped from are a frightening in number and height and severity. And lots of concerns about the things I have jumped from. But the game said it's fine. That looks dirty. It's not. The number of crevices. Come on. Really hard to do from far away. I say. It's going to be equally hard to do from this far away. I don't know. I don't even think the scaffolding they gave me goes this high. Which means that someone in the development team was like, yeah, you can do it. Thanks, development team. There we go. Although, non-ironically, yes, thanks, development team. I genuinely love this game. I'm having such a good time. Sorry, I realized I said that with like kind of a lot of sarcasm and like not accurate to what I intended in the slightest because I am having a ball, despite the fact that the only thing I complain about is those really, really, really tiny spots that won't let me get the ding. And I'm like, that's rude because it's really, really tiny and I can barely see it. And I have cleaned everything else. That's my number one complaint about this game. The margin of error. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to get in those cracks. Pediment. It's all part of one thing, so presumably if I clean around it good enough, I can subvert some of that. Because, yeah, no idea how I'm supposed to clean those cracks. Let's do this part. And hope for the best. Oh gosh. This angle is... I feel like I have to crane my neck. I know I don't. I know it's a video game. I know I'm looking straight forward, but I feel like my neck is being injured anyway. Yeah, this is where I would really like some like splash damage on these things that I'm cleaning, these super detailed things. Especially up there where I have not yet gotten the bidding. And I don't know how. The angle just doesn't really... Oh, is it a seahorse? That's a great, great, great suggestion for what animal that is. I have to go back up to clean up there so we can go back up and observe it and see if it maybe is a seahorse. Just cleaning this wall, put some here. And the other side. Nope, it definitely looks like a dragon. Although maybe it's a seahorse. Maybe it's just like an artistic seahorse, you know? Because they do have fins. Like I'm thinking of like Seadra from Pokemon. Because of course, that's what I'm thinking about when someone says seahorse. I'm thinking of Pokemon. So we got the figurehead, we got the top, which means I don't have to clean this anymore. Beautiful. So let's finish cleaning these walls on the inside, and then we'll move on to the next one. The archway. How far down does the archway go? Probably to this like pillar thing. Support. Gold support beam. I'm going to say it's probably not actually gold, but it probably actually is gold because there's a lot of gold in the ocean. Just in tiny, tiny, tiny amounts. There is a lot of gold. Oh gosh, the inside of the palace is blinding with the dirt button. Terrible. Got a lot of work to do on the inside. Yeah, every time I clean something that I have to like look up for in the game, I'm like, time to move my neck, even though like it offers no value to me as a person because it's a video game. Neck strain, notably, not generally part of video games. Wha- Oh yeah, look at that weird markings I've made on the other side. Terribly. Please. Note very little glare on the inside. Yeah, no, true. The glare on the outside was a mess. That's kind of why I was like, we'll clean the side first, no glare. The other side is probably gonna have glare, and I am not gonna be happy about it. And we got a bidding, which is nice. I think maybe we just do the supports. And then we go off to a new section. Trying to clean up this line a little bit. Yeah, but that's gallery ceiling. It's not even archway. Trying to clean the archway, not the gallery. Cleaning the ceiling of this thing is gonna suck. I wonder if I could put the scaffolding on the inside. Or if it's just like, no, you should have bought the super long extender. Me over here not buying extensions. Hello, archway support? Did I miss this side? I did. Oh gosh. I don't even know where the edge is. Beautiful. All right, next side. Oh, I can go through. Let's just go through. Go through to the other side. We'll start with the supports. That's gallery. That's the support. Since I'm already on the inside, and since looking on the inside was low-key the worst, we'll start with the supports. Trying to draw out the edges. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Get this edge down. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Love seeing the color come back to life. It's the best part of power cleaning. It's why power cleaning videos are like so popular on the internet. it's just so satisfying. I don't know what part of our brains this tickles, but like, I'm here for it. My brain is definitely tickled. Love watching people clean stuff. Cool. And now this side. Whoa, went way too far, but that's okay. That's gotta get cleaned too. Everything has to get cleaned. Me over here trying to do things in like a nice, even manner when everything gotta get cleaned anyway. Part of me is like, it doesn't matter how you clean it. But then also I'm like, yes, it does. Because if you don't, you're gonna cause problems. All right, we got the sport, and now we clean out. I'm trying to get that little tiny spot right there, and I missed every single time. All right, hold on. Let's be slightly more methodical about this. Top ceiling. This for some reason feels more effective than the other way, so we're gonna go with it. No crane neck, no crane neck. To remind myself to play a video game like a normal person, not like hurt my neck while I'm doing it. Clean down. And then once I do all the inside, we're gonna go back to the top and clean from the top down. Tip, 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 down. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. This side down. Beautiful. Excellent. Excellent cleaning. Excellent cleaning. Uh-huh. All right, that's apparently not dirty. It looked dirty to me, but the game said no. So we proceed. Beautiful. Look at this. Ah, gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful. So nice. Watching people clean is like also very nice. I also like watching people like decorate cakes and cookies and stuff like that. I'm like the skill, the talent, the dedication to the craft. It's beautiful. I love it. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about patterns, especially like for cakes. Watching people decorate cakes, so satisfying. Step off to the side a little bit. I like how this part is mostly clean, just from me being a crazy person. Ah, beautiful. Get this edge and then do this. all the way down. It's relaxing with the colors and the ominous looming threat of the volcano. We don't think about the volcano. We don't think about the fact that if the volcano does blow, all of our work is for nothing because everything's just going to get dirty anyway. It's fine. It's fine. Who needs to worry about a volcano? Imagine if most of the US lived in constant fear of Yellowstone. No, we just ignore those potentialities because it makes us feel better. Weak smile. Smile for the camera. Everything is fine. Look at that glare. Oh, it's not no glare if I stand here. Haha. Harder to get to the edge though if I stand here. Try to get these spots first and then I'll walk to the edge. Get out of here. Mount Rushless wouldn't dare explode while I'm still cleaning. But yeah, no, something about seeing colors like become bright again, more saturated. Very satisfying. It's probably why this game was as successful as it was. They're like, a bunch of nerds aren't going to want to clean. Joke's on you. Yes, we are. Right, clean this. Ooh, I am gonna fall. I tried to jump to get back on it, but then I pushed the wrong direction to get back on it, and I just fell. This guy's a slightly different color than the other guy. Also doesn't look quite so dirty. At least nothing was like that green caked on mildewy, moldy stuff. Can't get there. Let's do it this way. Gotta clean this part also, which is gonna be super hard. Ooh. There's so many bevels and divots. I have hit 15% though. Was not paying attention to when it happened, so 15% done. I'm mostly kind of thinking about like what percentage I'm going to get to by the end of this stream because I feel like that's kind of the big marker for like number of streams to get this done. Also how they have unearthed velocity and then it rose above sea level. Yeah, that's I think it wasn't the unearthing of anything. Like they found that statue, right? And they made me clean that statue. Clean the statue. Nothing weird happened. Wait, something weird happened. The trident or the chest piece necklace thingamaboober on the statue made the weird light, like after I finished cleaning it. And everyone, then they were like, whoa, that's weird. And then they found the hand and they were like, hello, the hand, clean. And then I cleaned it. And when I finished cleaning it, the hand, the finger that was pointing, shot a beam out. And that beam pointed here. And they followed the beam. And then they found this here from never before. So I guess it was really the statue, the cleaning of the statue that caused this to happen. But for why? We do not know. I locked my camera. We don't know. I need to hit the tab button. There we go. Gotta see what my dirt situation is like up here. Clean off to the sides. Spent so long on this use of pre-Atlantic magic. It's not Atlantic, it's Pacific. Pre-Pacific magic. If the Pacific, I don't know. I don't think, is there any mythologies in which the Pacific is magical? None that I am acutely aware of, but that's mostly due to like Europe is not on the same side of the Pacific, you know? Europe doesn't touch the Pacific. We get slightly less European-based prevalence of lore for it just due to proximity. And you know, Europe loves having uh, a monopoly on lore. They don't think any other lore exists. They don't know their lore is so prominent. European lore is so prominent that I know very little like Native American Mexican lore, despite the fact that I know more Native American Mexican lore than most people do. Like like a lot more than most people do. And I'm still like so well versed in European lore. And I'm like, well, why? I'm barely European. I guess I'm not like barely European. I've got a lot of European blood because they conquered my people, you know, like they do. But still, my cultural ancestry is much more Native Mexican, Aztec Mayan, and don't know a lot of that lore. Only like the death related lore. The like Dia de los Muertos related more. But my family also doesn't usually celebrate like Dia de los Muertos unless they're in Mexico. Like we're like, no, this land isn't sacred enough. We don't do it here. We do it elsewhere. So interesting to think about like the spread and prevalence of lores. Decent amount of Pacific myths of gods and tricksters. I don't know about Pacific myths, like specifically the Pacific. Um, a lot of like inland stuff with animal spirits and whatnot. And then you get a lot of gods and tricksters. But I know only there's just so many like Native American cultures that it's really hard to like kind of pinpoint any of them specifically. There's one coastal Native American tribe that I'm very familiar with that I know has lore about the islands and dolphins particularly. So dolphins were a big part of their lore um, on the Pacific coast specifically. I don't know any northern tribes though, because I am from Southern California. So I don't know how the Southern tribal lore changes there. I'm sure they have some, or sorry, the Northern lore changes. I know some of the, I know like a lake story from a Native American peoples. Yeah, this is not dangerous at all. I don't know where I'm standing. Who knows where my feet are? Not me. There we go. Just need to get that. Ah! When did I fall? To my death, except for not really, because I'm fine. Just want to get in these cracks while I'm here. Good enough to make the bidding happen. Thank you. That's the goal, because that is just a shadow. That is just a shadow. Archway's done. The top of this is done. Yeah, beautiful. All right, now the other sides. And those ones I think stretch down to the floor. They're also like lower. But yeah, trickster gods are, I think, common in all types of lores. Um, I like trickster gods. I think they're fun. I like the idea that humans, even in their mythologies, were like, if there was an all-powerful deity, they would just mess around with humans. And that most cultures have a version of that. Like most cultures agreed that like yeah, they would. And they agreed kind of separately because there are trickster gods in like Greek mythology, there's trickster gods in Norse mythology, there's trickster gods in most Native American mythologies. Like most cultures were just like, yeah, there's going to be at least one god who just wants to mess around with people. Which is honestly the biggest reason why like the the larger umbrella of like Catholic Christian mythology doesn't make sense. I'm like, who's your trickster god? Who is the one who is just messing around? Like, if this is something that is so ubiquitous in other cultures, why have you steered away from it? I'm curious. I'm just I'm just curious. I want to know where your tricksters are. And I don't know. Maybe that's just like part of the mythos that is like never taught, but every other culture has one. And so it's super curious to be like, give me your little trickster gods. Show me who your trickster god is. And then even like other like sects of lore and mythology that aren't like necessarily religious, um, still have trickster beings in like the Fae, who like has now become like kind of commonplace pop culture. But even before the Fae were, used in D&D circles and rings, we had like fairy circles. If you know what a fairy circle is, don't walk in a fairy circle. Bad luck. Um, that kind of still trickstery aspect of lore. And I like the idea of the trickster in a piece of lore. It's interesting. It's interesting to think about the different mythos of the world and how they are all kind of the same thing. They're all very similar, even though they are so geographically separate. And I think that is very, very interesting about humans. Like, we like stories and we like similar structures of stories, even if we don't know that those are the structures of stories we are following. And I think that is super fascinating. It's partly why I think storytelling is so interesting, just as a medium of entertainment. I kind of wish, well, admittedly, I think that that is what made movies and television shows and things. Like it's just a different medium of story, but in a different way. And I think that's cool. I was so intent on making this line that I forgot that it wasn't like a natural line of the building I was following. I was like, what is this line? Nothing. It's nothing. I drew it. It is not part of this map on its own. I drew this line. And then I forgot about it because I'm very good at things. Human storytelling is so interesting, though. I like the idea of it. Recently, I was talking to like some of my writing friends about how um, derivative works are so commonplace and how it is almost impossible to find a completely original non-derivative work. And I think that that is super important. Oh, hello. Hold on. I just got pinged in a Discord server that I don't usually get pinged in. And needs probably attention. Ah, update to a browser game that I've been playing. Yes. I'm really bad at it. Maybe I should stream that. You guys can see how bad I am at like other games. I really like it. I think it's really fun, but I'm bad. I'm so bad at most video games, let's be real. Hard to be bad at Powerwash Simulator. So I play this game to make me feel good, you know? And even then, I'm still kind of bad at it. Gosh, you remember that little tiny spot on the boat I couldn't find? What game is it? It's called Nikki's Quest. It's super fun. Hold on, I'll pause and give you a link to it. My friend made it and occasionally posts servers updates and stuff like that. Where we can click in here, click, 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 click. There it is. So if you want to play a game my friend made and is still like working on and stuff, it's really fun. I really like the mechanics of the game. And if you have anything that you wish was added to the game, let me know, and I can tell the creator of the game to put it in. I think it was my idea, or it was me or one of my friends. We were both playing it, and we were really bad at it because I'm just bad at games. And I was like, had died so many times, and I was like, God, I wish I knew how many times I'd died. And he was like, death counter added, and I was like, thank you, because I was so bad at it. But that's a game that he's been working on developing for like years. And it's really good. I really, really enjoy playing it. I'm just really, really bad at it. Like I am at most games. All right, look at this weird line that I followed down for some reason. Back to the top. So yeah, that game's fun. I enjoy it lots. Even though I'm bad at it. It's really cute. I love the art for it too. And like I don't know. He's one of my friends that I don't think of as like an artist, but like, gosh, he did a great job on the art in that game. The art, the lighting style is just, it's so atmospheric for like what the game is. I love it so much. I think it's such an amazing, amazing game. And he keeps adding stuff. Like he added new bosses recently and mechanics for boss fights. I think he recently changed some of the combat, so I'm gonna have to go back and test it. Oof, I'm excited. I am excited. Because I die so much playing that game, I don't think I should stream it. It would just be like really, really hard because I would just be like dying all the time. I have no skills in playing games like that, even though it's arguably one of the easier games to play. It's super fun. I really, really love it though. So I do play it. I just am bad. It's cute though. It's super cute. Yeah, one of my friend's projects. I kind of wish I knew how to do stuff like that. Just become a game dev. I need No, I need more. I don't have original ideas is the problem. So like even if I was gonna go the route, like I feel like I need someone to tell me what to make. I'm really good at making things people want. I just am bad at thinking of them on my own. But whenever people like tell me they have like things that they are making or want to do or something, I'm always like, yeah, I could do that. And then I do. Like I make a yearly quiz essentially for my friends to take. We call it Judge Your Friends, based on an old TikTok trend that was like I don't even know if it was a trend. It was just like a group of friends who were like, I made my friends take a quiz, a poll where they just like judge each other. And it's like, who is most likely to call you in the middle of the night drunk? Who are you most likely to go to for support? And it's like just with the friends as an options, you know? So I make that quiz for my friends every year. And and then we all play it. And then once everyone has put forth their answers, we I go through the results and I make like a little PowerPoint presentation and with all the responses in it, and it's always super fun. So if anyone has any good like who's most likely to questions, they can be like video game specific, they can be generic. Let me know. I will happily add them to it. Last year we had an honorary pets category because my friends have a lot of animals. So I added in a pets section too, like which pet would you most want to steal? Which pet do you think is the snuggliest? Things like that. And we did a pet section as well, and it was super cute. So, A plus idea, make fun games for your friends, even if they're very silly, because no one will appreciate you like your friends will. It's like whenever my friends try to take on like new endeavors, I always have like this goal. It's just to like be their biggest fan. And I love and support my friends and will love and support my friends throughout everything they do, even if it means being bad at the games that they make or whatnot. So I always want to support my friends in everything that they do, and I attempt to be their biggest fan at every moment of their progression in life because I think ultimately that's all your friends really want from you is they just want you to like, support them through their endeavors. That being said, almost none of these people, I think, have listened to or tuned into my Twitch streams, but whatevs. I recognize that that is not a possibility for a lot of people, and I understand. Yeah, is what it is. The people who are here, and you guys are arguably also friends? Question mark? Depends on your definition of friends. You're like tier one friends if we're going back to the friendship chart. I used to play Would You Rather, and we had a bone category. Nice. Nice. Even though, like, I definitely read that wrong, that was flat. I couldn't even fall. I couldn't catch myself on it. I literally just read that and I was like, Would you rather bone category? That sounds great. And then my brain immediately was like, Would you rather humerus or femur? Like, bones of the human body. But that is kind of another thing that we do sometimes. One time we were playing League of Legends, and League of Legends characters are like most video games characters are kind of absurdly hot, and they're not like you wouldn't expect them to be from like their lore or anything. And we were getting into a game, and when League games start, it's like the portraits of all of the characters, and it was about the human body. Oh my gosh, that's even better. But the game starts and like all the 10 portraits show up of like who you're playing and who you're playing against. And one of my friends was like, all right, FMK, like enemy team, go. And so then we played FMK with the enemy team and we did that like the whole night. And then led to a lot of arguing about which champions in League of Legends were the hottest champions. So I was like, all right, I made a tier list. I was like, we're just gonna play FMK or like not even that tier list maker, just make your own categories. Who would you put at your top? What would you name your categories, etc.? Like who do you think is the most attractive League of Legends character? And then we argue. We argue about it a lot. Speaking of which, who is the newest league champion? I don't know if I've updated that tier list. It's been a while. It's been a while. I want to say I last did it at Briar, which isn't that long ago, but is a while ago. Did I finish that side? Why am I walking so slow? Sometimes in this game, I walk really slow for no reason, and I don't know why. Then I'm like, am I crouching? I'm not crouching, but I am walking really slow. Rear octopus wall. I am cleaning an octopus wall. I don't know what that means. What's an octopus wall? Bones of the human body, would you rather, is very interesting in like actually deciding like what bones you want to keep or would have extras of, question mark. It really depends on the context. That sounds like a really fun game that I could definitely get a good chunk of my friends to play. Um, yeah, gotta try that. Gotta try that sometime. Bones of the human body. Now I'm trying to like rank my bones. I'm like, what's the best bone? Because I'm like, I guess you don't need a skull. Your skull's just protecting stuff. But your bones are mostly there for structures. But like speech, you need your hyoid. It is the only way you can talk. But then again, you also need like your arm bones. Grob rib, ribs or the skull. Break clavicle or calcaneus. Oh, interesting. I would rather, I think. Ooh, shh. These are hard. Keep or destroy, take from someone. These are really hard. If I was gonna steal a bone, I think I would probably take like a vertebra. I think vertebra are like aesthetically really good bones. I like vertebra. Aesthetically, they don't really serve a purpose, but like, why do you need your bones to serve a purpose? Like, if you're just gonna have an extra bone, like hanging around like as decoration. I think vertebra are really cool. I once saw like a bunch of teacups where the handles were shaped like vertebra and they were stackable, and when they stacked, they made a spine, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I was like, A plus teacups would purchase if they were not super, super expensive. But of course, like all cool things, very, very expensive. Turn a single bone to jelly. A single bone to jelly. Oh, pinky toe, like furthest, most distal bone of my pinky toe. Easy. I don't need that bone. I arguably don't even need that toe. What is that toe good for? Or like there's I'm I don't actually know the ramifications of like wrist bones. You've got like 8 little tiny bones in your wrist or 16. There's a lot of bones in your hand. I'm just saying. And some of them are really, really small. And if one of those became jelly, I don't think it would be that much of an issue. You also have a bunch of little tiny bones in your ear, and those bones, if they turn to jelly, I also don't think would be that big of an issue. Floating ribs. I think your floating ribs could turn into jelly without that much of an issue. Having fun thinking about all these bones questions now. I'm so stuck on between breaking a clavicle or a calcaneus. I feel like if you break a clavicle, you can still kind of go on with your life, just, pain. But if you break your calcaneus, then like how are you gonna how are you gonna walk? That's my concern. How are you gonna walk? Like that's slightly harder to deal with. Yeah. What was the other one? Keep or destroy or steal from someone a bone. Keep a bone. The bone I think I most want to keep in my body. I'm like, but this is the structure involved, right? Like, I guess for the sake of safety, I have to say spinal cord if I could keep all of my vertebra, because then, like, I don't have to worry about those nerves being exposed because they're still protected, which makes the most sense as far as like safety is concerned. I feel like my brain, it depends on what vessel the rest of my body is going to be in, I suppose. Unless the goal is like a quick death. Because let's be real, if you ended up just being like your central nervous system, like you're gonna have a rough time. You can't really do anything. Not that, like, people really think about their central nervous system as being that important to their body. It is. It's so important to your body. Please pay respects to your central nervous system more often. But yeah. So that keep a bone, if I want to survive, spinal cord, because I think my brain is slightly more sturdy and could live on its own. I don't think my spinal cord could destroy a bone of my body, of my own body, or like are we just getting rid of the bone from all of humanity? If we're getting rid of the bone, like if I had the power of evolution when bone be gone, probably the xiphoid, if anyone knows what the xiphoid is, it's like this little tiny bone that sticks out of the bottom of your sternum. And if it breaks, it can like puncture your lungs and kill you. And it tends to break like during CPR. So, which is how I know about it because when you learn CPR, you taught like correct positioning of hands. Very, very important when doing CPR that your hands are up high enough. You want to break the sternum, not the xiphoid. If you break the xiphoid, you could kill the person. If you break the sternum, they'll be in pain, but they'll survive. Very important. So I think if we just got rid of the xiphoid, then we don't have to worry about that for CPR, and that would be great. If we could get rid of it for all of humanity. Which I guess is probably also my answer for like destroy a bone of my own body. Xiphoid. Why not? I fell again. Um, yeah. And then what was the last one? Was there another one? Steal a bone. From a human? A living human. Steal a bone from a living human. Do I get to also choose the human, or is just like a random bone from a human I got to keep? Because you could do a lot of damage to someone by stealing one bone. Like if you just stole the cranium of, let's say, a political leader who that you don't particularly believe is going to be nice, that would certainly make that a different task. Um, yeah. So depends on whether or not you get to steal the bone from a person in particular, or if it's just like you get to keep a bone. Gosh, there's a ton of like there's a whole class of osteology students who would love these would you rather questions. What are you doing with what are you doing with your bones? Oh, from a person playing. You got your coccyx stolen? Rip. I mean, at least it's just the coccyx. If they had taken the whole sacrum, you would have had an issue. But just the coccyx, you can deal with that. Not like an ideal situation, but like better than, you know, the whole sacrum. Like if you really wanted to mess someone up, then you would take like a pelvis probably. Sorry, my brain now just imagined like Death Note, but for bones. You don't get to just kill a person. You get to just take a bone from them. You have to name a person and a bone, and the bone just vanishes. How silly would that be? It would probably end up being like Death Note and just being like super, super dramatic. But like, you know, very silly also. Every time I turn, new dirt is visible. Oh gosh, and it's so far away. I can barely clean these things. Gosh, and then I'm gonna step to the side and more dirt's gonna be visible up here. It's like coloring, but harder. Coloring, but harder. Powerwash Simulator. Although I guess most coloring, like games, don't actually make you do the coloring. Like they pick out the colors for you, and then you just click on where they go, and then it colors. So maybe it's not like coloring. That looked real bad. I need to get back on top of this thing so I can finish cleaning these crevices. Feature wall. Is there a front octopus wall? I do not know. I apparently just walked straight to the back of the building. But I also don't know. Whoa! I fell. Gosh darn it. Me playing any video game ever. Don't play a two-player game with me. I will just fall all the time and annoy you. It's a lot. It's a lot. Um, Those are the weird but good questions that are entertaining. They are. They're fun. They're fun to think about. I'm gonna have to. I have a bunch of friends from. I majored in anthropology, and so part of anthro is a lot of osteology. So I'm gonna have to next time I talk to my old friends from college, be like, guys, I have questions. They're about bones. And then all my anthro friends will be really into it. And then all my other friends know enough about bones just from hanging out with us that they will also answer. And that'll be fun. The feature's done? The feature's done. This whole top part is done. This part is not done. It's probably the side over here. I jump. The front, the top, I see a little speck up here, but give me a short gun. Well, this is a fun place to be stuck. That guy is done. This is done. The wall is not done, but the top is. Ooh. All right. Do the sides down over here because I can stand here, and that makes it easier. Look at these edges. Come closer to them because this stuff looks really caked on. I'm starting to see some like barnacles. And I don't know how barnacles happen. Barnacles are such weird organisms, but they are organisms. Do, 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 do. Weird bone questions. Hey, I did get to 18% cleaned, which means, and I still have like at least 10 minutes left in the stream, which means I might get to 19% cleaned. And if I do, that means I did 11% today. Which puts me just below 10% a day. Unless I'm about to hit 19, in which case I might get to 20% today. In which case, pressing the wrong button to try to walk, hold on. In which case, then we are averaging 10% a day, which is what we have kind of decided par would be. I never know how to work out par. I understand par came from golf, and that in golf, below par is the goal. You want to be as far below par as possible. Like that is the goal of golf. But at the same time, whenever we use the word par, not in golf, it's given the opposite. Like you want to be above par, and that is ahead. Whereas opposed to golf, when you're ahead, it's below par. And I've always found that a little bit confusing in the way that we use the language. I think about par a lot, especially during November because I'm I'm doing the novel in a month situation. And the novel in the month situation is um if you want to write a 50,000 word novels in the month, there are a certain number of words you kind of want to reach per day to hit that goal. And we describe it using par terminologies typically within that community. And that's how my confusion with par comes along. But now I'm trying to think about par in terms of like power washing and percentages and whatnot. And that's a whole other ball game. I guess it's similar though. Everything is similar if you think about it long enough. You just gotta think about it long and hard. Doop, 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 doo, 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 doo. It's looking like I'm definitely going to end closer to 19 than I do to 20, but good progress for today. Even though I haven't done the daily tidy yet. Do you guys want to watch the daily tidy, or should I just do it off stream? I'm trying to remember so I can, like, get that achievement for doing all of the daily tidies, but, like, I need to, like, set an alarm. I usually do it at the beginning of the stream, but this time I was like, gotta get focused, and if I don't get focused, I'm not going to get that much done for the temple. And the temple. Is this like a hole? Like a little alcove? Niche. Yes, it is. It is like a little alcove. It is, in fact, named Niche. Did you guys say niche or niche? Or niche? According to, I looked it up once, and according to, I think it was the Oxford English Dictionary, both pronunciations were correct. But what does the Oxford English Dictionary know? Oxford English Dictionary is starting to, like, ask for people to pay for subscriptions to look for things. It's like to look for things, to look up things in the dictionary, and I think that's messed up. Like, I should not need to pay for the OED. Sorry, OED. I used to love you because you did etymologies, but now I'm not going to pay for your etymology services. Like, that's absolutely insane. Some spots up there. Move on over to the other side. Did I do this one all the way down? No. Do this side. I did start to do the border on this side when I first went around to do the edges. So the border here is like slightly done, as opposed to the border on the other side was not done, because I realized while I was doing the edges that I was hitting the border. Oh, this gold is very dirty. Good, good, good. There we go. All right, I'm gonna keep going around to the edge and then get the top of the wall here. Was there this bottom border on the other side? I don't remember. Everything is a blur. I got to 19%, which means I can end the stream at 20 if I go like a few minutes over. But I also got stuff to do today, especially since I started late. Started very late. My whole schedule's off for the day. Beautiful. Ugh, missing spot. Spot, 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 spot. Oh, line there. Good lord. All right, and now we over here. You know, I can also see that part of the wall that I missed. I do like that the margin of error on the octopus was slightly more forgiving, because that would have been real rough. Getting around to all the parts of the octopus would have been a nightmare. I think even if I had used the ladder or the scaffolding, whichever, you know? I should be able to go to finish the outside next. Yeah, yeah, next stream. Next stream, I should definitely finish the entire outside. Especially, I did like both little alcoves and half of one of the backs, which means I would only have to finish the other half of this side, like finish up this and the one that I'm currently working on. And then the other one on the other side, the front side, and then the rest of the walls. And I think that means that the outsides should get finished next stream, which is fantastic for me. Yeah. We're making progress. Gotta make progress. Yeah, so maybe it was just my messing around yesterday. That was the reason why we ended at 9% and not 10. Also, I did start with the daily tidy. So there is that. I did not start with the daily tidy today. I was like full 2 hours just power wash. So that could also be part of it. Instead of, I don't actually know how long the daily tidy took me to do, but that measure was, you know, not calculated into how long this whole endeavor might take. So, yeah, is what it is. Keep missing some spots up there. I can see them. Yeah, and now I never know, ever since the subway, I never know if those little tiny spots are gonna actually like have to be cleaned or if the margin of error of the game is like, no, it's fine. Because sometimes the game says it's fine, and then sometimes it's not. You never know. You never know. Also, I don't know how big this wall is. Did the other wall bidding? I don't think it did. And if the other wall didn't bidding, then this wall probably won't bidding when I do this face of it. But then again, did I finish? I did not finish. I only got like about here. So I didn't even finish the other wall. Gosh. And then I move and I can see all of the other little edges that I didn't get and it looks gross. Oh, gosh. Worst part about walking around. The worst part about walking in this game is being able to see all the stuff you haven't cleaned yet. That's where it is. I think I'm going to go to 20%. I'm going to go to 20% and then I'll call it and we'll pick up tomorrow. Because according to all of our math that we have been doing, 20% should be in less than 5 minutes. Because I hit 19% at about 56 minutes into the stream. Trying to use minutes of the stream because I know everyone can see the stream timer. I know for the sake of percentages, it doesn't really matter what I clean, it just matters that I clean, but like, I'm not going to give up my order. Are these different walls? They are, okay. So then this wall should beding as I get down to the bottom of it. Except for apparently there's something I'm missing because I am almost done and that little meter is not going down. Oh, this is the niche. Oh gosh, I left so many spots. That looks terrible. How do you get inside here? Oh, like that. Come on, let me clean. Turn around. Quick crouch. I need the shortcut. What part of the niche have I not done? Oh, the edges count as part of it too. It's the top up there. I'm gonna have to climb for that. Climb, climb, climb. Excuse me? Gosh darn it. There we go. Alright, well, I'm up here. I'm just gonna go to the other side and do the other top. I'm walking so slow. Why am I walking so slow? Okay. Calvin Miller. Hey, it's Cal. I'm on my way back to Rushless to see what's going on. Cal, I know that I do not have the functionality in this game to text you back, but I'm gonna say that's a bad idea. There are reports of volcanic activity across the Pacific Rim, and you want to go to the volcano? Calvin. Doesn't, yeah, and you want to go to the volcano. I understand you're like a volcanologist and whatnot, but like, my dude, choices matter. Oh, we hit 20. All right, I'm gonna finish off this corner and then head on out. And we can finish the walls or the entire outside tomorrow. Nice. Look at that. It kind of looks octopusy. Cool. And only, yep, 5 minutes over, just as I predicted. Awesome sauce. Cool, guys. Well, thank you for joining me on this marvelous adventure of cleaning. The walls look great. The inside, not so much, but we should be able to finish up the outside tomorrow. And nothing's at like 90. That's just walls. I did that one on purpose. I'm working on that one. Okay, yeah. Everything's good to go. Cool. I didn't mean to click that. I'm sorry. Cool. We'll finish up tomorrow. Everyone, thanks for joining me. Have a great day. I'll see you then. Goodbye.